God of Thunder desperately needs a nerf, and I don't think people realize how bad it is. Everyone is always talking about Queen of Sea Dragons so much, and how she needs a nerf, which I understand, because she is a bit overpowered as well. Let's do a quick demonstration in Hero Trial so you can understand. First, let's use Death Mage as a reference. Death Mage's ultimate skill deals good damage, but how does it compare to Queen of Sea? As you can see, Death Mage deals about 15 to 16,000 damage with her Wraiths when she lands a critical hit, and about 7,000 damage when the damage is not a critical hit. Now let's take a look at Queen of Sea Dragon. Here, Queen of Sea Dragon can be seen dealing about 32 to 34,000 damage with her passive 4th skill when landing a critical hit. She also deals anywhere from 11 to 15,000 damage when the attack is not a critical hit. This is a bit overpowered. What you have to remember is Death Mage is only able to deal repeated damage when she has enough energy to cast her ultimate skill. Queen of Sea Dragon's 4th skill, Surging Undercurrent, allows her to deal multiple times of damage at all times, with no restrictions. Furthermore, Death Mage's Wraiths only attack one enemy at a time, while Queen of Sea Dragon is able to deal damage to multiple enemies at the same time. And even though Death Mage is able to deal multiple times of damage like this for a limited time, for some reason Queen of Sea Dragon is dealing twice the damage of her ultimate skill constantly. In short, she could probably use a nerf, and I know many people would agree with that statement. I personally think stronger heroes should be nerfed and weaker ones buffed so that the game is more balanced, and players can choose whatever heroes they like. I got lucky because Death Mage just happened to be one of my favourite heroes. If I wanted to use a hero like Queen of Nature, which to be honest, I kind of do, I wouldn't have very great standings against other players simply because she isn't meta material or material of the most efficient tactics available. Too many meta heroes squash out other heroes in the game because they are not balanced at all. In short, a lot of heroes could use a nerf, but God of Thunder seems to have slipped under the radar. Perhaps this is because he is a mythic hero and is harder to obtain, therefore you are going to see him less. But regardless, no hero should really be this powerful. Getting back to my main point, this guy is virtually impossible to take down. His ultimate skill is the worst. During his ultimate skill, he can recover massive health and energy, all while dealing massive damage. After just 2 attacks during his ultimate skill, he is ready to go again with full energy. It is rare to see heroes who are able to gain 300 extra energy just by casting a skill. Death Mage and Corrupted Angel are heroes who are capable of this. Additionally, these heroes can only cast the skill that grants them this much energy so often, as there is a delay between each time the skill can be used. This is not the case for God of Thunder. Right after he uses his ultimate skill, he will use an attack that grants him 500 energy 4 times in a row, without delay. The casting of his ultimate skill, or the transformation process, cannot be interrupted either. It was a buff made for him in an update log shortly after the hero first came out. During his ultimate skill, he has complete magic immunity, making him basically invincible to magic-based heroes. Even if you have an extremely powerful Queen of Sea Dragon on your team, as soon as God of Thunder casts his ultimate skill, she is basically useless against him. Only Queen of Sea Dragon's basic attack, which deals physical damage, will work on him during his ultimate skill, and her basic attack isn't very powerful. There is only a delay of about 2 seconds after his ultimate skill finishes before he can cast it again, which doesn't leave you very promising odds of beating him with magic-based heroes. It would be nice if this ended here, but it doesn't. This isn't even mentioning his capabilities when he has a good artifact or a good astrolabe set equipped. When Zeus unlocks his artifact, he is also able to become immune to control effects, further ensuring that he will be able to gain massive energy during his ultimate skill. For some reason, the Libra constellation skill does not work properly with some heroes, like Dual Wield. The Libra constellation skill does not work for most heroes actually. But wouldn't you know it, the skill does work for God of Thunder. This also further ensures he will be able to deal massive damage while gaining massive energy uninterrupted. Due to his lifesteal capabilities, he is able to recover significant amounts of health, which allows him to set himself up for another round of invincibility. Because he can also deal holy damage, shields that resist certain types of damage won't work on him. If you go against God of Thunder with magic-based heroes only, you are basically screwed. You don't have great odds at beating him. Furthermore, you had better have a backup physical-based hero in your formation if you are a serious player in Grand Arena, because he might be hidden in defense formations. If he happens to be in a formation, you better have a physical hero ready. Not really fair, is it? If I had to give him a nerf, I would do a few things about this. First, his magic immunity would be reduced to lasting only for 7 seconds. 20 seconds is way too long. After the 7 seconds expires, he reduces magic damage received by 30% for the rest of the duration of the ultimate skill. That way, you at least still have a chance at beating him with magic-based heroes. Additionally, his energy gain would be greatly reduced so that he would actually have to wait to cast his ultimate skill again. Maybe the awakening effect could be changed for certain skills so that he could cast his ultimate skill more quickly, but 500 energy in one move is way too much. What gets me is that you have to Glory Awaken Death Mage and Corrupted Angel, both to Glory Awaken 60 to gain 300 energy in one move. For God of Thunder, you don't have to do any awakening, and yet you can be drastically better than both of them in terms of energy gain. So with that, this is, in my view, how you balance the hero so that battles become more fair. This was a fun video to make, and with a little bit of a different style than usual. There's tons of heroes that could probably use a good nerf, and even more that could use a damage buff and a little more attention. By the way, fun fact, when doing a damage test with Death Mage and Queen of Sea Dragon, I realised Queen of Sea Dragon's 4th skill is dealing about the same damage as Death Mage's 2nd skill, Swarm of Bats. Can you imagine what it would be like if my Death Mage was able to spam her 2nd skill every second? I wish I could have that. At any rate, thanks for watching this far. I'd like to make more videos like this in the future, providing feedback on how to balance heroes. If you like Heroes Charge content, be sure to subscribe, especially if you like Death Mage, as she is my primary focus as my favourite hero. Also consider subscribing if you like music, as I occasionally post soundtracks I create. Thanks for watching.